It's good to see Rico smile.
Well done. I didn't know how him and Roberto were going to put that thing together. I gave Roberto way too much latitude with that one. So
could have missed the mark, didn't miss the mark.
It was close.
Yeah, right up against the line there.
Yeah, he wrote an essay earlier about that movie. So
Right.
no.
Roberto, it's supposed to be 30 seconds or less. He's breaking down. And then they went, okay, we can stop. So, yeah.
But I say it's good to see you smile. Like, I mean, that's as brutal a way to lose a Super Bowl as there is, right?
It is. I mean,
outside of what the Falcons did, but Shanahan's part of all three of them. So,
yeah, it's different. Yeah, I guess everybody expects me to be throwing the chair drop. Oh, look, man, that game, it's in the bottom corner.
oh no, they got a different setting on
Okay,
over here.
Yeah, they was expecting the chair drop. There it is. It wasn't that. I mean, was I disappointed? Yeah, I was disappointed. But sometimes two good teams play and just a better team won. And Mahomes cemented himself as that guy. Like, yeah, you kind of saw it coming, especially the final play. I'm sitting there and I'm like, whatever you do, cover, don't let Travis Kelce go wide open. And sure enough, they covered him. They just happened to leave. What was it, Hardman just wide open?
Yep.
So, and as soon as the play started, I was like, and he's wide open. You just dropped your head, and that's ball game. So,
But I thought you would have had more frustration with the way that Kyle Shanahan handled this thing. And you came in, and I don't know, maybe you're a better person than Lions fans and all of us who were upset a week or 2 weeks ago now.
yeah, I'm not going to boycott the combine and the draft. No, I'm not doing that.
But your coach did you no favors in that game. You have no issue with how he handled himself?
No. Cookies, I didn't like everything that he did. But the whole, should he have been aggressive? Should he have not been aggressive? That wasn't my biggest concern with him. My biggest concern was at the beginning of the third quarter. You get the pick, and you're on the Kansas City side of the field. You have the offensive player MVP on your team who was basically picking up yards running the ball. They stopped running the ball. They stopped doing what they were doing. 3 and out. And then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we should probably hand the ball off to McCaffrey, which they did in the fourth quarter. They regained the lead. They started looking like the Niners from the first half. A lot of missed opportunities. The overtime, first of all, can we just have this overtime regular season?
Thank you.
When people go to a game, do you have someplace to go? You got someplace to be? I've never understood that. Well, it just takes so long. Where else were you going? You came to a game. Sit there and watch and be entertained. The Chiefs, Andy Reid was the better coach. Andy Reid had his players prepared for the overtime. They were like, yeah, we've been practicing this going back to training camp. Like, we knew. We're going back, and if this happens, this is what we're going to do. Shanahan, I would have took the ball. I would have kicked it. I would have kicked it and said, Kansas City, you go first, because I need to know what do I have to do.
Yes.
But then when they explained it, I'm like, okay, I kind of see, because you're going against Mahomes, you don't want to give him the extra possession. So if Kansas City goes first, they score, you score, then they get the ball back again. But then Reed came up with an idea that I'm like, you know what? I guess I wouldn't have thought about that. Yeah, we're just going to go for 2. We weren't kicking the extra point. We were going for 2.
I'm not trying to do this in hindsight. At the time of the toss, I thought it was negligent to take the ball. The rule had changed. You were guaranteed a rebuttal. It's how it always should have been to begin with. You're guaranteed a rebuttal. You don't take the ball first.
I thought it was shades of the Thanksgiving Day game. I'm like, no, Fred Warner said he wanted to go on defense. No, he didn't.
Rico,
he actually said he wanted to go on offense.
It's not as bad as taking the wind. But it is nothing is that bad.
Nothing will ever be as bad as taking the win.
But you have to have 4 downs. You gave Mahomes 4 downs and gave yourself 3 downs.
No, the rationale was we're going to score, they're going to score, then it's sudden death. We get the ball, we kick a field goal, we walk away because that's Mahomes. You limit the amount of times. I don't agree. I understand. I don't agree.
That I'm not yelling at you. To Kyle Shanahan. There was no third possession, you bozo. I'm happy you saved yourself for the third possession. Did you have your closer ready in the 11th inning? Oops, there was no 11th inning. The idea that you would take the ball, not know if you need a touchdown or a field goal, settle for a field goal on 4th down, give Mahomes the ball knowing what he needs to win. Even if you score a touchdown, they're going to score a touchdown and go for 2. Reed had his guys prepared. Niners players are going, what rule change? True story. Multiple Niners going, we had no idea what the strategy was.
Yeah, they said they were reading it on the Jumbotron
and
as
Rico,
they put it up during the game.
Rico, and it's why maybe you can defend some of the in-game stuff, and it's not all his fault, but the 3 largest blown leads in the history of the Super Bowl, Kyle Shanahan has been either the head coach or the offensive coordinator. I mean, there's no defending this. That's all-time playoff choker.
So you should just quit?
I didn't say quit.
Go get Bill Belichick in San Francisco. It's over.
But David, that's why I don't understand. He calls me today, and we're talking before the show. I would be livid if I was a Niners fan. How can you blow another double-digit lead? You forget CMC, you're kicking field goals, you're taking the ball in overtime. How are you not more upset?
I mean, the double-digit lead was early in the game. It wasn't a double-digit lead late in the game. That's a different thing. Because you knew, come on. Did you think you were going to shut out the Kansas City Chiefs?
They were going to go on a run.
It was 10-0.
But Rico, they didn't put him away.
Yes,
they had so many chances to put him away.
Yes, they fumbled the ball. They did a lot of things. Did he make some bad calls? Yeah. The third quarter, very upset. But yeah, the kicking the ball was like, I mean, taking the ball at the beginning of overtime was like, yeah, I probably would have went on defense, but I guess you knew what you were doing. But it was Mahomes. You were never going to get the ball back. Because later you found out that if they had scored a touchdown, the Chiefs were going to go for 2. And I got to believe the play that won them the game was their 2-point conversion play. That they would have just rolled that play out, it would have worked, and they would have walked away winning the game on a walk-off 2-point conversion. I would have kicked it. I'm not that – because I'm upset more that he didn't run Christian McCaffrey more in the third quarter.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'm sure Detroiters don't care, but – for me,
Rico,
I'm angry.
It was the Super Bowl.
Right.
People watched. Despite what people may have claimed, you're good.
And here's the other thing. He probably said, we want to score. His defense had been playing lights out. They had been confusing Mahomes. Mahomes wasn't playing the greatest game. They were getting key stops.
Yeah.
And he figured, guys, can you do it one more time? Can you go out? And they got him into a 4th down play. And then once again, they called a timeout and dialed up the perfect play. And it's like, come on. How did you not know that he wasn't going to run the ball? He's not trusting the ball with Pachinko. He's not giving the ball to anybody.
Game on the line.
Maybe Kelsey. But no, I'm just, you know what?
Mahomes is touching the ball.
I make $250 million. I got this, fellas. I'll pick up this first down, which he did. And when the play happened, it was just like Bosa bit, went after Isaiah Pacheco. It's like, yep. And it just, as gameplay. What you saw was Andy Reid took Shanahan to school in that overtime.
So, okay, couple things. The fallout of this game and viewing it through the lens of being a Lions fan. The way the Lions lost, blowing a 17-point lead at the half, versus the way your Niners just lost the Super Bowl. We can ask the question, which way is the worst way to lose? I also think there's the lens of watching that game as a Lions fan. Did you feel like you would have won that game? Because when it was sloppy and it was early, I saw a lot of people going, oh, the Lions already have 2 touchdowns right now. The Lions could.
See, I would say this for the Lions. I mean, for 2 weeks, we've all heard this show, you've on your shows, Kenny's taking phone calls for 2 shows. David's heard it. The pain that Detroit had losing in the NFC Championship game. Would you rather that pain or the pain this morning if you were the San Francisco 49ers and you just lost in overtime?
It's worse to lose that way. It's worse to lose in the Super Bowl in overtime.
The pain this morning. I would rather have the pain this morning. Sign me up for that pain every single day of the week. I would love to know what it's like to be in that game. I have no idea what it's like to be in that game. I don't even know what it's like to be close to that game before this year. I'll take that pain.
Kenny, it's a different type of pain. I'm going to let you know. It's a pain where you are.
You seem happy about losing the Super Bowl.
Oh, I'm not happy about it. Oh, okay. No, I'm David. Not
David
happy.
from the top rope.
Right, coming from the Steeler fan. No, I'm not happy. It's a different pain, though. It's one where you're gonna look back and say we could have we beat the Chiefs already. We could have beat the Niners if we would have did all of that. But this is a game, losing in overtime, you start looking at, we were this play away from hoisting the trophy. We were this stop away. We were this overthrown pass to Debo away, missing Brandon Ayuk away from winning it all. So it's a different pain. It's a deeper pain.
But I think Kenny's right. It's a deeper pain, but you welcome it. You welcome the chance to be in that game against either of those kind of teams.
Yeah, I don't know, man, because listening to people saying they're going to boycott the Super Bowl, would they boycott next season?
No, stop.
I mean,
It was the most
They
hollow.
wouldn't show up at the draft in Detroit.
Right,
It would
the
be
draft
empty.
is in Detroit. We're not going. Too painful. Too painful.
Okay, I think people saying that were never being genuine anyway.
I don't either.
Bunch of phonies. You watch the Super Bowl. Come on. And if you watch the Super Bowl, there is a question about agony and pain and losing because that was a game the Niners had. Double-digit lead with the ball, chance after chance after chance to put the ball away. You even win the coin toss in overtime where you get to set the narrative, where you get to decide whether you want to know. And
I was like, yes, wait, what?
Why did you do that?
Wait, huh?
To lose that way is more painful. I would still sign up for it 10 out of 10 times. Get to the Super Bowl, be in that spot. It's like, would you rather be the Bills or the Lions? Remember that debate that would go for years and years? I'd rather be the Bills and get to those Super Bowls than never get there to begin with. But we can start there. 248-539-9797. My other question was, do the Lions win that game? Because there's a lot of talk about if they beat the Niners, they're here, they win the Super Bowl. Do you feel that way after watching a sloppy game where neither team jumped out? Do you feel like the Lions genuinely win that game if they play yesterday? You're laughing. I take it your answer is no, they don't beat Mahomes.
No, you know what? My answer comes up next.
Oh.